Okay, so today's quote is, you don't have to control your thoughts, you just have to stop letting them control you. And I think the idea here is really simple, but it's surprisingly difficult to do, um, which is, we can't control our thoughts. They just happen. Um, the best we can do is notice them, observe them, notice that they're actually happening. So have self-awareness around it, and then make a choice about whether or not we want to engage in them. So again, sounds really simple, yet when you actually get into it, it's hard. And so there's these two parts of this that I want to focus on today. One is when we notice something happening, being able to focus our attention on what's actually important. And then the other side of this coin is this neurological phenomenon, which is called filtering, which is, the vast majority of what our brain actually does is it filters out stuff that it finds irrelevant. So there's so much inbound data coming at us all the time. And when we have the subjective experience of focusing on something, yes, on the one hand, we are sort of intentionally focusing on a particular, set of things that are happening. But equally, if not more important, is all the stuff that we're filtering out. Um, and the brain just does this automatically. But there's something really cool when we become aware of what it's like to notice that I'm going to intentionally filter out all this other stuff and instead choose to focus on what's important to me. So anyway, I thought let's spend a few minutes there and see if you can actually notice sort of that inflection point where it's like, oh yeah, I could be paying attention to all these other things, but I'm choosing not to. So close your eyes. And now let's activate the first side of this coin, which is choose to focus on sensations in the belly. And by doing so, we are intentionally filtering out all kinds of other stuff that's still happening. But in terms of our subjective experience, we're just choosing to pay attention to the data that has to do with the belly. So what does the belly feel like right now? There's movement in the belly, right? Which each in-breath and out-breath, the belly moves. And then there's probably other sensations going on there as well, which you may not have been aware of until just right now. Is there tension in the belly? Is it soft? Is it relaxed? Again, there's no right answer here. It's just about noticing what's happening in that part of the body. And here's kind of a weird um, idea, which is as you're paying attention to sensations in the belly, see if you can notice another sense or two that in some strange way you're not paying attention to. So, for example, sounds or other sensations on your skin. These are happening all the time. And yet, when we choose to focus on sensations in the belly, there's a part of our brain that just excludes all of that other input. There's no value judgment here. neither good nor bad. It's just an observation that when I focus on one thing, I'm simultaneously filtering out all kinds of other stuff that's happening, but I'm choosing to not have it be relevant. So now let's port that into a memory of an experience that you had, maybe that felt unsettling or uncomfortable, maybe a difficult conversation or some kind of interaction or altercation with another person, and go back in that memory and focus on what you noticed was happening. So, how were you reacting verbally, emotionally? What was being said? How was it being interpreted? Usually, there's a direct correlation in terms of the intensity of the situation that you're in and the intensity of the focus. So, our nervous system is designed to pay a lot of attention to things that are really intense. While you're doing that, see if you can take a step back and then notice what were all the other things that were going on around you. So while you were interacting with this person, what's all the other stuff around you that was being filtered out? Maybe other people were upset. Maybe there's other interactions or things being said between other people. And oftentimes we miss things because we're so focused on the bad thing that's happening right in front of us that we lose the context or the perspective of all of the other things that were happening at the same time. I think a great example of this is, when you're driving through a stop sign and you think you're doing everything right. And then suddenly there's a car next to you and they're laying on their horn and honking at you. Just notice how in that situation, your entire attention gets consumed by that thing that's happening. In many ways, you lose your situational awareness of other things that are happening around you at that same time. And it's neither good nor bad. It's just how the nervous system works. But the goal here is to become aware of all of the things that are being filtered out or that we're missing when our attention is really captivated by something that is happening right in front of us. And it's a great metaphor for life. As we get so fixated on certain goals or ideas that we have about how things should be or shouldn't be, oftentimes we miss all of the other stuff that's happening in the periphery, both good and bad. If you're not aware of all the stuff happening around you, then you're missing something. So the invitation here is, as you go through the rest of your day, see if you can become aware of the things that capture your attention. And while that's happening, see if you can also broaden the aperture and just notice all the other things going on around you that you would be missing, that your nervous system is naturally filtering out, but that might actually be really helpful or really useful. Take a deep breath in. Slow exhale through the mouth. Relaxing the shoulders, the hands, the chest. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And in, out. Relaxing the belly, the chest. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes, come on back. Yeah, I hope this one wasn't too far out there. It's pretty nuanced, but I hope it kind of landed. So if nothing else, just notice, like, whatever situation you're in, there's stuff right in front of you, and then there's all this other stuff happening around you with all 5 senses. And the intention there is just to become a little more attuned to the stuff that's happening around you and see if it's useful. Anyway, hope that was helpful. To see you tomorrow, everyone. Happy
Hi, Ollie.